Hello everybody and welcome back to Modded Minecraft, brought to you from the KerPOWCraft Age of Heroes server. My name is Tolbert. I'm glad you can make it and join us for today's episode. Well, we've been going through everything, anything and everything with this thermometer, trying to scan everything that we possibly can out there just to figure out some of these things that come along here. As you can see, we have all of these little icons at the bottom here, all having to do with Thaumcraft. And we're going to go ahead and hop back into Thaumcraft today, at least for a little bit. And we're going to start off coming down below here because someone left us a little gift. A small gift from Stithis. And that's no small gift. That is a lot of different Viz crystals. Alright, I'll be glad to take all this, and we'll actually transfer as much of it as I can back up top to the chest we have inside of our little research room here. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. We already have a whole bunch of Viz crystals in here, so we're basically just adding a whole bunch more to it. So a special thanks to Stithis out there for giving us a little bit more of what we need to go ahead and progress with this mod. And speaking of progressing with this mod, let's go ahead and take a look in the book real quick and see what is next on our list of tasks, things we have to do to progress. Let's take a look. We have, looks like we've unlocked 2 new things here. Discovering Infusion and discovering Oromancy. Thus far, I have been applying Viz to objects as a matter of course. It is simple enchanting much like is possible using an everyday enchanting table. Okay, that just didn't make sense. I believe more is possible, however, by infusing objects with essentia. I should be able to artificially force them to take on properties and aspects of other objects or even abstract. Anyone can enchant an object with magic that lifts it into the air, but infusion should be able to imbue the objects with lightness itself, making it part of its essential nature. Now let's see here. Part of that is we needed the Observation Arcane Infusion, which I guess we got. And we needed to discover Aurum and Precantatio. I'm going to butcher these names like crazy, but I guess we did that. So let's go ahead and complete that. My experiments have been successful. I have been able to infuse simple objects with essentia, but the process is complex, difficult, and dangerous. I need to find a way to simplify it before I can truly delve into all the possibilities it holds. The experiments did have some practical results as well. I have also discovered a fabric that is soft, subtle, and easy to enchant. I have designed patterns for a set of clothing made from this fabric. It will not only be comfortable and stylish, but while worn, it will reduce the Viz cost of certain types of thaumaturgical tasks. The clothing should also be easily dyeable, much like leather armor. All in all, I'm quite pleased with what I have done here. So, what do we have? An enchanted fabric. So to make enchanted fabric, we just need some wool surrounded by string, and we need 5 Viz in the area. Thaumaturgic robe uses the enchanted fabric, and 100 Viz. No, that's not what that was. That was leggings, thaumaturgical leggings, made the same way as regular leggings are, diamond leggings, iron leggings. And yeah, the robe is made the same, and the boots are made the same. We just need 24 bits of enchanted fabric and 100 Viz in the area. So let's go ahead and do this. Let me go get a whole bunch of wool, a whole bunch of string, and we can go ahead and get this started. Let's see if we're going for regular costs. We don't have a helmet, so we're going to need 19, I believe, 8, 7, and 4. It's 11 and 8, so we had 19. So I need 19 bits of wool and a little bit over a stack of string. So let me go ahead and gather this stuff up and make this enchanted fabric at our lovely enchanting workbench. I believe that's what it's called. Let's go ahead, get that started. All right, so we're back here at our little arcane workbench, and we're going to go ahead and make all this enchanted fabric. We have 207 biz available in the area. Well, now we're down to 115. We're going to slowly be building that back up, but let's go ahead and make ourselves the robe. And I believe we should have enough to make the boots. No, we don't. So we need another, I believe it's a total of 200 to go ahead and make everything. Go ahead and double check that again. Leggings are 100 and boots are 100. So we're going to go ahead and, well, apparently the area already built it back up for me, so I can go ahead and get the boots. But now we got to wait for the 100 to come back up to make the leggings. So let me go ahead and wait for that, and we'll come back. All right, there we go. We have the leggings, we have the robe, we have the boots. We used up all of the magic in the area. You can see we're down to what looks like 160 in the area. Something's not right there. This is saying I only have so much, but yet, according to the thermometer in the upper right corner, or upper left corner, looks like we got more. Okay, well, we don't know what's going on with why that's a difference, but we'll go ahead and continue. So we went ahead and did all that. Is there more to this? It doesn't quite look like it. I don't know. But let's go ahead and move on to Auramancy. Crafting objects of power with Viz has opened a whole new world for me, yet I am not satisfied. There must be a way of manipulating the aura directly. A way to draw a Viz from the very air itself and mold it to my will. I should study the world around me and travel to its edges. There I will learn what I need. Sometimes I feel like I am being driven by forces outside my understanding. Unheard voices urging me towards great power and knowledge. Shaping Viz will be one more step in this journey, and it looks like things that need to be discovered. Visit the lowest depths of the world. Visit the highest peaks you can find. Okay. That's going to be interesting. One nice thing is that I believe I already can visit the lowest depths of the world, since we already have an area that goes pretty deep and pretty far. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hop into the bottom of the powerhouse here, where I always have things working in the bottom of the powerhouse. Things are always going. So we're going to go ahead and grab one part of this long-range viaduct. We just need just one. Now the reason why I need this, if I go ahead and click on here, you can see it's got no destinations. The reason why it has no destinations is that it keeps on losing it. If I come right up here and right click on here, there we go. Oh, that was unnamed. That's not what we wanted. And it shouldn't be going to unnamed. I guess we'll take unnamed because chances are somebody messed something up down here. So let's go ahead, take it all the way to the end. All right, so here we are at the end of this tube, and I did just see a message come across my screen about visiting the depths. Take a look here. Right, that is checked off. Visit the lowest depths of the world. We got that one done. Now we need to visit the highest peak. Well, that might be a little bit hard, but I believe at the top here, if we go ahead and take a look outside, this is the Great Northern Encampment, where I had everybody come together and build the northern outpost here. If we come on up, I believe, if I remember correctly, if we take a look, wow, someone grew a really big tree here. we take a look out, there are some pretty high peaks out there. Not the tallest peaks, but some pretty high peaks. Like that one way over there. But I think we got a way to cheat this. And that involves me going all the way back to the powerhouse and where we're working at. I believe I can just throw on my elytra wings and just fly up. So I need to make some rockets. I need to grab my wings. I need to get back to where we came from. I just wanted to travel all the way out here so we can get the lowest depths. And now it's time to go back. All right, so here we are at the top of the Mage Tower. I have my elytra on, I have rockets, and I'm willing to bet that right now, some of you are wondering, well, how? Okay, that's something new. That looks kind of cool. I bet some of you are wondering, how did we get elytra? Well, we did go and take on the dragon, and we'll get to that in just a moment here. I want to see if flying straight up will go ahead and give us this achievement or not, as we fly up to 250, and there it is. The world is spread out before you. Something, something, something. So we went ahead and got that completed, and now let's go ahead and get back into our evil Mage Tower. I'm curious to see if I can actually get around to flying right in the window or not. Am I that good? I'm that good. And all right, let's go ahead and cut over to where we took on the dragon for a little bit. All right, and here we are at the portal to the end where we're about to head off and take on the dragon. We just got here. We have Maravis, Green Oz, Hey It's Caesar, and Wapow. And Wapow just got kicked into the end. Oh boy.
Somebody almost... Who did
but
that?
I guess he didn't get kicked into the end. All right, so let's go ahead and head on into the end and see what we can do with this dragon.
We're supposed to be friends.
Yay!
All right, let's go. Okay, whatever.
Oh, this doesn't look safe at all.
Oh, this is dangerous.
This is nice and safe. He can't blow us off the side.
Oh, he can blow you off the side.
Hell, that's weird. What's that? Why has it got spaces in it?
I brought the worst
because of
ever.
the ding, ding, ding.
Oh, I forgot to bring stuff for Dragonfire.
Dragon's breath.
Dragon's breath.
Hey.
Ooh, purple things.
One crystal down.
Oh my god. I didn't bring a bucket of water.
I do have a bucket of water.
Can you throw it on the ground?
Do what?
At work. Let's equip the right arrows.
Water on the ground.
Yeah. I came in here and immediately looked one of them directly in the eyes.
Right away, huh?
Yeah.
Ouch.
2 crystals down.
I got 1 crystal.
Not really helping.
3 crystals down.
I'm running around.
Oz is trying to do the exploding crystals. It doesn't look like you're doing anything though.
Oh, I didn't even get in that corner.
That cage is not dying.
All right,
They're invulnerable.
towering
Gotta
up,
block up.
towering up. He's on the pedestal.
Did you guys see somebody trap the Ender Dragon in the boat?
Whoever just exploded that wasn't nice.
Maybe I can kill him with fireworks.
That'll work.
And he's dead.
Dead? Oh my god, that was so sad.
Didn't even break all the crystals.
Didn't even get to kill it. I didn't even get to attack him once. Oh,
Well,
look at all the
that's what we're
XP.
going on an end city raid.
And City Raider's right.
Tolbert, no!
What's hitting me?
Enderman.
Into the water. Into the water.
Get. Or
I was giving you water. Alright, I'll go away.
that was.
You're allowed to use the F-bombs, Tolbert. You're not streaming.
That's true. I can always edit it out.
I'm streaming, so you know.
What?
It's
What?
It's official. It's into the world.
Why am I seeing a baby
No,
dragon?
Wait, what?
A amazing. No, don't kill him. He's adorable.
I can't kill him.
Capture him. I didn't even get to use my golden apple.
That's weird.
Okay, where'd it go?
Oh,
Right next to you, pal. So watch out.
don't move. He's looking at me.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, there's a big one that like glitches. I think the like little crystals are still keeping a ghost of him alive. Because as I'm looking through them, I can see a big dragon every once in a while.
I was just getting attacked. Are we good?
Oh. He's getting
Okay, we're right. Are we ready to toss the egg around?
Yeah. Mine now.
Ooh, what does this do? All right, here you go.
Mary. Killing some Endermans.
Woo!
Mirror.
Come on an instant raid with us.
Who needs it still?
Mirror needs it.
Ow.
Where's the mirror?
She's under a platform at the entrance killing Endermans.
Oh.
They're already farming. That's great.
And now I'm coming back to reclaim it.
Oh, I have a dragon's egg.
Thank you. And so, wasn't that very anticlimactic? That's right, we took on the dragon and defeated it really quickly. Wasn't expecting it to be quite that fast. But now we're back here. So let's go ahead and take a look back in this Auramancy. We went ahead, we visited the lowest depths, we got to the highest peaks. Let's complete that. And move on to, slowly but surely, I am beginning to understand the nature of Viz. So much is still hidden to me, but I think I now know enough to begin molding it to my will. For this, I will need a tool, a very special tool. I have stumbled upon some dusty scrolls penned by a long-dead thaumaturge. It describes how to craft wands that are used to store and channel Viz. The insights I learned from the scrolls were useful, but the application seems so limiting. Why trap Viz in a wand when it is all around you? Even the wand itself seems impractical to me. If you need something to grasp and shape the aura, it should be something appropriate, something like a glove. Any old glove will not do. It will need to be handcrafted from the finest leather and laced with Viz conductive materials. Iron is a poor Viz conductor, but it is all I have available to me at this time. Luckily, there will be no mucking about with magical woods and so forth to store the Viz, but I will need some way of channeling Viz directly from the aura, a Viz resonator, if you will. I will also attach a stripped down thermometer to the glove so I can monitor the local aura. Lastly, I will place a receptacle on the back of the glove. The scrolls mentioned using special crystalline foci to channel the Viz from the wands. Their crystalline lattice shapes the Viz into different configurations to create all manner of useful effects. Brilliant, actually. It irks me that I did not think of it first. Fortunately, I've already thought of several ways to improve on the design, and the shape of the glove lends itself on manipulating the flow of Viz much more than the old-style wands could. Alright, so we have a Viz resonator, which requires an iron plate and a piece of nether quartz, of aqua crystal, an air crystal, and 50 Viz. Alright, that's not bad. And the other thing we need here is the caster's gauntlet. So we need 3 iron ingots, 1 of those resonators, a bunch of leather, 4 leather, and another thermometer, and 1 of each of the base crystals, and 100 Viz. All that should be rather easy to come across. So let's go ahead and do the resonator first, an iron plate, and a bit of quartz. Well, thankfully for the iron plate, we have the... oh, what's it called? The thermal dynamics foundations and expansion stuff that can really easily make ourselves an iron plate. That all comes in here with this compactor. We just got to take out this gear working die, and now it should make plates. Do we have an iron plate already? We have an Invar plate and bronze, but no iron. So let's go ahead and grab one iron ingot here, and let's see if one will make a plate. And it did. There's the iron plate. Then we need a little bit of nether quartz, and combine those two and some viz. I always forget that we need some additional viz. So let me go ahead and put that augmentation back in there. And let's go ahead and run back up. Well, nope. Actually, you know what? Before we run back up there, let's go ahead and grab what the rest of the stuff we need for the gauntlet itself. I believe we need some leather and some iron. And I already ran past the powerhouse there and lost the iron. I go back and get that. But leather itself is going to be down here with all the animals. And there we go. We need 4 bits of leather. I'm actually going to make 2 of these gloves now that I think about it. That way we can have 2 different foci at any one time that we can go back and forth with. Now I know it is easy to switch out the foci from the gloves, but I'd rather have the ability to have 2 at any one moment, just for the sake of having it. I need 1 more iron to make another plate. There. Oh, and I forgot to put that augment back real quick. All right. And we need another piece of nether quartz. So now we should be able to head back up into the tower here. I know I just jump over the path. I don't actually take the path itself. I just jump around. But if I come back on up in here, I believe it's with this crafting table. We can put that in there along with that nether quartz. And there we go. That's right, requires 2 different crystals. So we can go ahead and grab the foci. Got that. Now, let's see if I remember the recipe correctly. It is 4, 3, the foci. Oh, and we need thermometers. There's 1 gauntlet. I believe I have another thermometer around here somewhere. Yep, there it is. It is in this backpack, or this satchel, or thermometer. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to need to make another thermometer. So let's see, what was the recipe for an actual thermometer here? A piece of glass surrounded by gold. Glass pane surrounded by gold. That should be easy enough. Let me go ahead and get that made. Okay, and there we have the thermometer. Now we should be all set there. Let's go ahead and get back into the book here. Back to Oromancy, and you can see we've gone ahead and got those 2, so we can go ahead and complete that. I have managed to put together a basic casting gauntlet, and I am quite pleased with the results. It is still a bit rough, but that is to be expected from a prototype. Even as a prototype, it will prove useful, allowing me to make delicate adjustments or alteration to thaumaturgical devices and safely manipulate them in all manner of ways. My initial experiments have shown that it is only able to draw viz from a relatively small area around me. I should be careful not to deplete the aura. My main stumbling block now is that in its current state, it is little more than a magical wrench. Until I crack the secret of crafting foci, its utility will be limited. The path before me is clear. Okay, I need to craft foci. Do I have an option for that? It doesn't look like it. Or maybe I'm wrong. Here is some Oromancy stuff right here. Basic Oromancy. I have the casting glove, but now I need to craft the foci. The old scrolls aren't very clear on how to go about this, so I will need to find my own way. I've played with the idea of assembling a focus from crystals and then using viz to bind them together. My initial experiments have been failures, explosive failures. I think the answer I seek lies with an alchemical process. Using an ordo crystal, as a core, I might be able to leverage its ordered structure to grow a focus around it. While this is happening, it should absorb Praecantatio and Aurum Essentia. The result should hopefully be a crystal focus able to absorb and manipulate Viz. So we are looking for a blank lesser focus. So the recipe is inside of a crucible. We need to place a Ordo Viz crystal with Aurum, Praecantatio, and Vitreous. All right. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with that. I believe we already have some Ordo in here. Let me actually sort this. And Metallium, Ordo crystal. There is one Ordo crystal. Now for that Ordo crystal, oh, holding down shift definitely shows a whole bunch of stuff here. What did we need with that as well? We need Aurum, Praecantatio, and Vitreous. So let's see if we can find some things to equate to that. All right, so I believe I found everything that I need here. So if we come ahead and come back in here, basic Auromancy, to make a blank lesser foci, we need Aurum, which I found to be on Eyes of Ender. Oh, no, not Eyes of Ender. Silverwood logs. Every log has 5 Aurum. Then in addition to that, we need 10 Praecantatio, which I know I'm saying that wrong, but we did find that on Eyes of Ender. And finally, we need Vitreous, which I found that on regular old glass. So now, this is my problem. Eyes of Ender have 6 different Viz on it. So we need to kind of extract exactly what we need. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to drop all the Eyes of Ender inside this cauldron here. It's going to bubble up like that. Then we're going to use the quartz crystals and just start grabbing like crazy everything that we can. Each one of these being a Viz crystal of some sort. And a little bit of lag there. So we're going to go ahead and just keep on going through this until there is nothing else there, of which I should be able to see something here, but I really don't see exactly what's in there. So I just got to keep on going. And for every 2 Viz, we get 1 crystal. So I'm kind of doubling my cost here, but I am getting the crystals that I need. At least I hope I am. Let's actually take a moment and take a look at what crystals we have. There it is right there, the Praecantatio. But I want to keep on going, because there's more stuff in here yet. So I want to grab where'd my bucket go? I lost my bucket. Alright, let me see what I can find, and we'll come back. Alright, so there I go. I have the 10 Aurum, the 20 Praecantatio, and 40 Vitreous. We only need half of this, but I want to be able to have some to do additional experiments with. So I'm going to throw all of these into the cauldron and then right-click with the Ordo, and I believe that's going to give us what we want. Throw all those in there. And there we go. We got 2 blank lesser focus. It's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so that part's done. Let's go ahead and come back in here and say that this is completed. Using alchemy to create the focus was indeed the path to success. The focus is stable and clear. Now I simply need to imprint the proper patterns into it. For this, I will need a focal manipulator. I've already drawn up plans for a focal manipulator. The way it functions is similar to an arcane workbench in many ways, but instead of using Viz to craft items, it instead imprints patterns into the focus crystal. I must also design the patterns that I will need to imprint. I have an idea for a pattern to create flame, but I need to do some more research. Okay, so we have to examine fire very closely as far as research goes. But the focal manipulator... Alright, let's see what we need. We need some iron plates, an arcane stone slab, arcane stone, Viz resonator, stone table, and some gold, along with some crystals. Okay, let's see how we can create some of these things. So for the arcane stone, it's stone around a crystal of some sort. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so we got everything we need here. We need that Viz resonator in the middle, the stone table on the bottom, 2 bits of gold in the bottom corners, iron plates in the upper corners, stone or arcane stone there, arcane stone slab in the top. There we go. Focal manipulator. Got that. Now I guess we're gonna go ahead and put this down in here somewhere. Might as well, and we can interact with it, which is good. All right, so what else did we need to do here? Examine fire very closely. Okay, so let's go examine fire very closely. All right, to examine fire very closely, I believe all we have to do is just walk through it. And there we go. You felt the touch of flame is what it said at the bottom there. We can come back in here and take a look, and there they are completed. I have everything I need. All I need to do is craft my first focus by arranging specially prepared Viz crystals around the blank focus. I can set up patterns that will determine what function the focus will perform. For now, I only know the patterns for root, touch, and fire. The root node represents me, the caster. In the focal manipulator interface, it is shown as an eye icon. The empty node below it is marked with both a target and a trajectory icon. Mediums like touch require trajectories to determine what they affect. The root node provides a trajectory that matches where the caster is looking. So by linking touch to it, I will be able to touch anything I am looking at. Mediums almost always provide a target, in this case whatever has been touched. And some can also provide a trajectory. In this case, though, I require a target, so I will be able to link the fire effect. By linking root, touch, and fire in this way, I will be able to create a focus that applies to fire effect to whatever I touch. I could, in theory, link fire directly to root, but since root provides the caster as a target, that means I will simply set myself on fire. That's not good. I can fine-tune exactly what the fire effect does by tweaking its damage and burn duration in the bottom right of the interface. Many patterns will allow me to fine-tune them in this way. Creating a focus requires 3 types of resources. The first is the crystals used in the crafting process. The second is Viz from the aura, and lastly, it also requires some player experience. Every time a focus is used, it will also consume a small amount of Viz from the aura. Complexity. The effects I can create now are fairly simple and limited. There is a limit to how many patterns I can attach to a focus. This is measured as the focus complexity. Each pattern type has a complexity cost, and increasing their parameters, for example the damage of a fire pattern, will increase the complexity further. Using a pattern more than once also incurs a stacking complexity cost increase of 50%. And I'm getting attacked. Let's get out of here. What happened here? Come on, let me go. Let me run just a little bit and get to safety. All right, that's safe enough. Now, where were we? Focus cost increase 50%. The complexity of a focus directly determines how much Viz it will cost to cast and how long the caster gauntlets need to cool down between casts. Okay. So we gotta go interact with the focal manipulator now. As soon as I stop taking damage, that would be. Are we done? Looks like it. Okay. Let me go ahead and run back in here real quick. No, you support Creeper and Witch. You can stay out there. Thank you. All right, let's go take a look here. So first things first, we need the blank lesser focus. Ah, goes there. All right. So now we have touch and fire. So it said put in touch, put in fire, and there we go. That's the focus. And let me get rid of just enough items. We can sit here and see we need an Aversio crystal and an Ignis crystal. Aversio and Ignis. Okay. Ignis I know we got. There's an Ignis. However, in Aversio, I don't know what that one looks like. Let's go ahead and bring back up just enough items. And Aversio is... oh, the dagger. Okay. So we need to, I guess, sacrifice a weapon to this water here. And I don't have any weapons to sacrifice at the moment. But yeah, you can see there on that one, it definitely has that Aversio crystal. I thought I did that with something already. But I don't see it. All right, let me go get an Aversio crystal. All right, so there I went and got myself an Ignis and Aversio crystal. So those are both there. So start crafting. Total complexity. There was something here to increase. There we go, burn duration and power. Sure, we'll increase it to 2 and 4. Actually, we can go up to 15. Make burn duration 3, power 5. That works. That gives us 15 exactly. We have the crystals. Let's go ahead and start crafting. We can see, oh, doesn't that look like a pretty effect there? There we go. Blank lesser focus. All right, let's grab that and let's see about throwing it into one of our gauntlets here. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. There we go. Hold down F. And we can click on that focus, and there we go. Now we have it, and we should. Nice. We can just set stuff on fire now. It just throws out in front of me, so it's actually got to be something I can touch that will set on fire. Just like so. That makes things a whole lot easier. Now, if I remember correctly, I can... hold down F somehow, and nope, I can't clear the foci. I'll have to figure that out, but that's all we're going to do for Thaumcraft today. Now, we're going to move on to see something a little bit bigger. Alright, so the next big thing that I have planned in the works is that over that way, Stithis has an island he's building that is going to be like an evil island. He's making it look all evil and whatnot, and well, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, if he's going to make an evil island down here, I think what I should make is a floating good island coming in to that evil area, and that is all going to start with some white stained glass. And we're going to set it up kind of like this. So you can see, looking through it, you get that cloudy effect that's down there. Now this is only, I believe, was 15, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. So it's 14 deep. And you can see that cloudy effect. I like that cloudy effect. So that's what we're going to work on. Now, I was kind of happy thinking that we could use the dye essence that we've been getting from the mystical agriculture stuff, but unfortunately that dye essence cannot be used to make white dye. that can only be used for other colors. Let's actually go take a look at that real quick. I want to double check and make sure I didn't miss something. But there was a total of 6 possible pages, and 3 combinations on each page makes 18. So that does have me wonder, can we actually do white or no? Let's go take a look down here. Real quick, we have everything stored in the back here. So if I go ahead and take a look here, this is the dye essence right there, right? Yep, dye essence. So we can get ink sacs, rose red, purple, light gray, and gray. Oh, only 4 pages. No white. Unfortunately, no white. So I have to use bones. Thankfully, I think I do have enough bones to get this taken care of. But if I don't, I may have to go visit Caesar's little skeleton farm. I know he's done some improvements to it since the last time I've been there, so I may have to go there and check it out just because. But if I go ahead and come back into the powerhouse here, into the upstairs, that is where I have a whole bunch of items, just miscellaneous stored stuff. If I take a look here, I do have quite a few bones to make bone meal with. So I think I should be all set there. So let me go ahead and come back down this way. And if I take a little stroll to the bottom of the powerhouse here, you can see where I have down here. First, I have a magma crucible making lava. And that gets pumped into this igneous extruder that has a classic deposition augment, which allows me to make sand. And that sand gets pumped into this redstone furnace, which is making it from sand into glass, and then that gets pumped out into the chest here. So I have lots and lots of glass. And I have a lot of cobblestone to go ahead and keep on making magma or lava with to make even more glass. So we got that. So let me go ahead and change all this into white stained glass. I believe I have an empty... Yep, this is an empty satchel right here, which is perfect. So we're going to make all this glass into white stained glass, and then we'll get started on the build project. And there is Stithis' island, where he's already started doing some evil building, you can see, with some netherrack, some bone blocks, and I believe that is cobbled soulstone that he's using to build his actual tower with. And you can see there's a lot of things around here. We have an island over this way. We have Spawn Island over here. But what we don't have is none of that stuff coming out of this way over here. This is a nice big open area, perfect for use. Now the way I see it is that we're going to go up to about Y150, maybe even Y175 before we start putting in this white stained glass, and we're going to layer it quite a bit. So let's go ahead, let's jump into that time lapse. Well, unfortunately, that's all I have time for today to work on this. We got 3 of the cloud bases done. We have 1 more to go ahead and bring on up. And then we got to combine them all together and still go up another 9 blocks for this and then start layering it. I'm going to be working on that off camera a little bit. And in the next episode, when we come back, we should have that pretty much all done. We can go ahead and start laying in the dirt and whatnot. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at where we're going to be. We are definitely way above ground here. We're on top of, I believe that's Oz's building there. We're definitely on top of Stithus's little evil tower that he's working on. And that's where we're going to take off from there. So until next time, everybody, take care, be well. I hope to see you again soon.